Hi guys, welcome back. Now today is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a throwback. I'm going to talk to you guys about the time I went to Bahamas last year in February, and my friend and I went and we did it on a budget. So I'm going to talk to you about how we did that, you know, just in case anybody is looking to go to Bahamas and some cool spots you can go. Alright, so let's get into it. As I said earlier, I went to Bahamas February last year. It was February 22nd. It was right before the pandemic. I was so lucky that I got the chance to go right before the pandemic. Now, my flight, I did a round trip ticket. My round trip ticket from Montego Bay to Miami was $180 US, and then my round trip from Miami to Bahamas was $270. So that's not bad. Would that be the cost in this day and age right now? I'm not sure, but look into it. When we touched down, went to the Airbnb, and yes, this video, it's in the wrong frame, but bear with me, right? So we decided to go with an Airbnb, and this Airbnb was $75 per night, and it can hold up to 4 guests, right? And this was all that we needed. It had 2 queen-size bed, one for myself, one for my friend. It had a closet area, had a ceiling fan, AC. It came with towels, and the towels were replaced every day. A flat screen TV. The kitchen was there, and it had the microwave, the kettle, all that you really needed. The bathroom, which was nice. The only issue I had with the bathroom was that the water coming out of the pipe was like salt water. So the Bahamas don't have fresh water like we do here in Jamaica, so it was salt water. And this plaza is right across the road, which was actually so good because they had Papa John's. Next stop, of course, is food. But before we start with the food, we're getting some shots. So we're at Fish Fry, and we're getting Sky Juice, which is a shot that is popular in the Bahamas, which is condensed milk with coconut water and gin, right? As in the rum gin. Like I didn't like it. It wasn't good at all. I definitely would go back and get it again. But it's popular there. So when we landed, this was like the first thing that we tried. We got a shot. Our friends that were there from university, they brought us here, and it was a no for me. Anyways, like I said, the Fish Fry area is just an area that is filled with a lot of restaurants. It's kind of like how out by St. Elizabeth has middle quarters or a border where you go, there's a lot of food. So we decided to go to Drifters, and the place was very eco-friendly. They had newspaper as the tablecloth, and oh, that's JP, that's my friend that I went with. And as always, we're repping Jamaica with our necklaces. And yeah, like I said, they're eco-friendly. Ooh, that's my necklace. And they had the coasters were like leaves, and for appetizers we got conch fritters. Now conch is very common in the Bahamas. It's a part of almost every meal. I won't say every meal, but it's a part of their diet, like a huge part of their diet. So we had the conch fritters, as you can see. It's in a ball shape, and this was like the first place that I went, and I realized that fritters were in ball shape. Oh, this is a coaster. Remember I was saying it's very eco-friendly. So when they're finished, they just take up the newspaper and they just roll it all together and they throw it out. Now, the next day we went to brunch at Altitude, which is in Providence, Bahamas. And this place that we're going to is called Fusion Edge. And the reason why we're here at the Sunday brunch is because they have bottomless mimosas, right? And that was not missing me. That was really what brought us here. So I was just pretty much saying what I'm saying right now, that the bottomless mimosas was $25 and you had unlimited refills from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, do they still have this? I'm not sure. Again, this was last year. I went with my friend. That's him right there. That's JP. This is the menu. If you want to have a look, you can just pause it and let's look at the menu. And let's just take a good look at the view. Y'all know how I feel about a good view, and this view was absolutely everything. Now, the food. I got the salted caramel pancakes, and they did not disappoint. My friends had the mushroom omelette with spinach, and you know, serving size was good for me. Plating was good. Taste was good. Everything, it was 10 out of 10. Like the chef understood the assignment, the waiters understood assignment, customer service was good, everything was good. Now, to our pleasant surprise, out here on the balcony, again, the view, it's absolutely everything. There was a nice little party scene out here on the balcony, and we didn't even know, right? So they do have a vibe up there with a DJ and everything. And the mimosas, they kept coming and coming. And we got shots. The drinks just kept coming and coming. The mimosas kept coming and coming. We had at least 9 mimosas were here. Like, you can count it for yourself. And it was just 3 of us. and they had different flavors: mango, tamarind, all of that. And like I said, the vibe up here was good, the DJ rate was good, and from we arrived in the Bahamas, everywhere we went was Jamaican music, and we were just repping.
Make up for the age of the unruly family.
The following day, right? So the following day, day 2, I was super excited. We are heading to Atlantis, right? Now, as you can see, I'm walking. Why am I walking? The Airbnb that we booked, one of the main reasons why we booked it is because it was walking distance from a good amount of the places that we were going to go, and a good amount of it was walking distance from different transport areas as well. So in the distance right there where the arrow is, that's the Atlantis. That's where we're going. We just need to make it over this bridge, right? Initially when they told me there was a bridge that we're gonna cross, I was thinking, you know, like a small bridge, kind of like a flat bridge thing, but this was like a bridge, like it was pretty big. And I mean, it makes sense because this bridge connects the 2 different islands. So it connects Nassau and Paradise Island. So this is Paradise Island. You see all these yachts docked out right here? Like, that's literally the vibe everywhere you go over on this island. It was just rich, right? So like I said, we got the day pass for Atlantis. It's $135 for the day pass. You know, you enter, you have the different stores. There's Rolex, there's Michael Kors, there's Gucci. Guys, I apologize. This was last year February and I just started vlogging, so like I wasn't even paying attention to the camera that much. Hence why some of the videos are so shaky and not very stabilized. But yes, this is the casino. It's so grand. Like everything at the Atlantis was very grand and big. You know, I'm not a gambler, but you know, if anybody wants to come here and, you know, hit up the casinos, if you know you're lucky, then that, like, if you know you're lucky like that, then the casinos are here. Yeah, but walking in, this is it. It's nice, beautiful, palm trees everywhere. It is huge, right? I mean, it's the Atlantis, right? It's like the biggest adventure park in the Caribbean, right? You go in, you see people snorkeling and just swimming about, having a good time. And they're snorkeling in the water right here. As much as it's enclosed, there are fishes everywhere. There are also stingrays in the water. They had turtles in the water. And all of this, you could just be walking along the side and you could see easily without even snorkeling. Anyways, this is why I'm here. I'm at the Aquaventure Park. Like I said, day pass. It's $130. Well, it was $135 US dollars when I went there last year. Oh God, the view. Oh my God. Anyways, and this is me heading down on the Surge, right? This slide was called the Surge and I enjoyed every single bit of it. I went on this slide at least 2 or 3 times, and it gets super dark, and then you come out and the light is there, and it was relatively quick. It was very nice, very fun. Of nothing but adrenaline surging through. And like I said, I went multiple times. And that's a good thing with the day pass. Like, there's 8 different slides that's at the Atlantis, and you can go down any one of them any amount of time, and they were all open. And like when I went last year in February, there weren't a lot of people there. I feel like February is not really a month where a lot of people travel. I kind of like that. I tend to travel in the period when most people wouldn't travel, so it wasn't really hectic. So like what I'm saying is that the lines weren't really long, so I was able to go up, come back down in a timely manner to go on the slide again. And you know, the water just carry you all the way around, and you just chillax all the way around and you go again. Now I'm heading to the other slide, right? And the other slide that I'm heading over to is the Leap of Faith. Now this slide is a 60-foot vertical drop slide, and you go down. It is so quick. It just drops like that, right? And you literally feel your soul leave your body. I'm not lying to you. This is it. And it's so quick, and you go through a clear acrylic tunnel, actually, that's filled with sharks, so you can see it on the way down. And they have the other slides, the serpent slide, which is pretty quick as well. But this one didn't allow you to see the sharks in the lagoons like the other one. And there's also another slide called the Challenger slide, which is this, that allows you to race with somebody else. You get me? So you can go and you can race with other people. And if you're competitive like myself, then you're gonna have a kick out of it. Like I said, adrenaline was just surging through the entire time I was at this adventure park. It was nothing but an adrenaline rush all the way through. But you know, you sometimes have to take it down a notch, right? They have the lazy river right here. They also have the river rapids as well, but this was the lazy river, and I went down in the lazy river for a bit myself. If you didn't want to go on any of the slides but you still wanted a day pass, they also offered another type of day pass, which I think was $65, that allows you to go on the premises and go about, but you didn't have access to the slides. Again guys, remember, like this video, watch in full, we're almost there, subscribe, share with your friends, right? Also, the day pass, it does not include food, right? So that doesn't include food, but there are many food options available on compound, and this was one of the places. So in all of that, I definitely worked up an appetite. Right here we went and we got food at Shark Bites. Now guys, this was actually Junior Bites. This hot dog was a Junior hot dog, this nachos was a Junior nachos, and I just wanted to try a little of everything, which is why I ordered so much. But the serving size in Bahamas, it's so much. This was just us walking out the property, and you could walk out this property all day, you still wouldn't be able to go to all the places. The way it's so huge, it is so huge. They have so many, like I said, they have 8 slides. They have so many different beaches. This was one of the beach right here. Again, sorry for the shaking. Never went in. The water was very, very rough. There were waves coming in, like you could go and surf out there. But we were really truly just making our way down to the aquarium. The ceiling is so cool. It has the different sea creatures on it. You make your way all the way down, and this is the aquarium right here. That's JP, guys, follow him on IG. Yeah, so this is the aquarium, and you know, I'm gonna show you guys all the different marine life that was there. And there were so many different sharks. They had nurse shark, reef shark, hammerhead shark, black nose shark, you know, Caribbean reef shark. There were so many sharks that was being showcased at the Atlantis, not just at the aquarium, and not just at Atlantis either, but everywhere we went. They had the stingrays. Look at it, it is just so magnificent. Like, a part of me wish I could have been down there swimming inside with them, you know, but I guess that's not safe. But you know, you're able to see the different marine life. They had jellyfish. Now I don't know if jellyfish naturally glows, but these were glowing, and I was actually quite shocked. I never knew, you know. They were just so exquisite and elegant also at the same time. Like, this ain't the jellyfish we saw in SpongeBob, but like, and y'all know the Atlantis is the Atlantis because it's the underwater city. So this is it. I don't know if this was a chair. You know, it kind of has a bowl shape to it. I don't really know what that was, but it's a part of the underwater city, and it was so cool, like, just to walk around the aquarium. And it's a big aquarium to see all of that. And the fishes, they were there, and they followed you. So like, if you walk to the left, they went. You went to the right, they went. And they had this yellow hue to their fins, so it was pretty cool. And this was more of the ruins that were there. I'm just amazed, like, there's a whole city that was underwater. Like, I'm still amazed by it. Like, I was there and I saw it, and just looking over these clips again, I'm just like, wow, like, nature is something else. Guys, remember, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment below if you wish. Watch in full. If you see any ads pop up, just watch it at least halfway through or in full. All right, share this with your friend, tell them to subscribe to my page and all of that. I appreciate it. They also had baby Nemo. No, is Nemo the current name? No, I think it's clownfish. I can't remember, but they were there. They were so tiny. Like, I didn't know they were so small. But therefore, and we're heading to another island, right? This is Exuma, and the water is crystal clear. I'm telling them, I'm not biased, you know. It's when it comes to beaches, the Bahamas beat upon that by far. The water is so clear, and this is beach water. This is not even river water. Like, it is crystal clear. Like, so we pulled up to this island, and there were iguanas there. These are the Bahamian rock iguanas, which are indigenous to this island. They're also called pink dragons because they have this pink hue to them. If you look closely, you'll see like a pink hue on them. And these critters are well fed, I might add, because we came here and we're feeding them grapes. Right, so we went out here with Powerboat Adventures. It was $220, and it included the boat ride to there. We fed the iguanas. You're gonna see we're gonna feed some pigs and all of that. We saw stingrays, sharks, and they also gave us lunch. Yeah, so the pigs came out and they are huge. Like, it doesn't show in the video, but they are huge, well fed. Like, we fed them apples and they were very eager, and I'm talking American apples, I'm not talking like the Jamaican type. So, you know, they are well fed, and you have to be careful when you're feeding them because they will bite your hand. So, like, you just, once they come close and to get the apple, you just drop it in their mouth and you go along the way. Next, we went on to feeding the stingrays, right? Look at them. I love seeing when the stingrays swim. They're just so magnificent. It's just elegant, you know. But yeah, you get the food, which is a small piece of fish. You hold your hand down, and then the stingray comes up to you, and like you feel it suck it right out of your hand. And you know, they come back, you touch them, and they're kind of slimy, but it's still pretty cool as well. Look at how it gathers up the sand when it's coming. And you see those little fishes in the background, those, oh god. So if you're not careful, they will come and steal the food. I don't think they're piranhas. Oh, look guys, there's a shark in the background. But anyways, they're not piranhas, but they're very quick. But yeah, so we fed the stingrays as well. We got to touch them. We didn't hold them because their stingers are still there, so they can sting you, right? And then after that, they had shark wrangling, is what I'm calling it. Where, you know, like how people get them rope and try and throw it out and tie it around a bull. Yeah, so they attach a fish as bait to the end of a rope. They feed it all the way out, and the sharks come, they bite on it and try to get it off, and they pull. So yeah, I call it shark wrangling, you know. These sharks are not domesticated, in my opinion. They do have a small area where they close them off, but like, as you can see, all of us are lined up to one side because like, I have to be careful. I mean, look at it. Like, it's hold on so tight to the fish. Like, the grip is there. Like, these are real sharks, I'm telling you. Man, it was an experience like no other. And they were just all around circling, kind of like a scene from Jaws. They're just there, just waiting for the guy to throw the rope with the bait on it so they can all attack it, right? Now, like I said, guys, Powerboat Adventure, this was $220. We fed the stingrays, the iguanas, the sharks. Well, also included snorkeling, and we got food. Now, him throw it out again, and after throwing it out this time, you know, like the sharks, they just went at it. Look at that. Oh my god. And I caught all of it on camera. I was man, that was something else. This is one of those things you just never forget. Y'all thought I was in the water? Nah, that's a GoPro in the water. Now it's time to go snorkeling. So snorkeling was also included in the package for the $220. And I have different packages in the Bahamas, so you don't necessarily have to go with Powerboat Adventure, but this was the one that we went with, which was the most affordable one. Unfortunately, we never got to swim with the turtles though. Look, right in the distance, there's another shark, and it swam right below me. Like, and this water is not that deep. This water was relatively shallow, if you ask me. And the premise that we snorkel wasn't a big area either. So we just continued on our way just to see what we could see. That's JP again, guys. Follow him IG. Follow him on IG. And then immediately after that, a stingray just went right below me, you know. And there it is in the distance. I wanted to follow it, but the current was pushing me in a different direction. But yeah, and then another shark swam by right there. There's plenty sharks out there in the waters over on that island of Exuma, and 1 and 2 fishes. But all in all, it was a good experience. Like I said, Powerboat Adventures, and then we ate. They went and they caught fresh conch and they prepared it. Now they have the conch salad. The conch salad in the Bahamas is literally the raw conch with onion, sweet pepper, and tomatoes all diced up, and then they squeeze lime and squeeze orange on the top of it. Am I a fan of it? No, but you can try it. And the beach, oh, the beach in Exuma is next to none. The water is so crystal clear. It's just something you have to see for yourself. One of the places that we went to was also Adastra Garden and Wildlife, right, which is a conservation center for endangered species. Look at this parrot. It is so beautiful. It has the blue and the yellow feathers. You'll think that this was the national bird for Bahamas because that's the colors of the flag. However, that's not the case. This is the national bird of Bahamas, the flamingo, which, like I said, is an endangered species. This is the Caribbean flamingo. Funniest thing about this wildlife center is that this wildlife center was actually started by a Jamaican who saw the flamingos and realized that they were endangered species and just created a small area for them. Now, when we were here, it was mating season, so not a lot of the birds were out, but the few that were out, they were pretty, you know, these were the good ones, so to speak. So the others were around the other area. But back to what I was saying, how Jamaicans are just the bomb. We're just the ish. Like, we're just trendsetters. It doesn't matter whether we're in our island or we're in another island. Like, I felt so proud to know that this wildlife conservation center was created by a Jamaican who came, saw that there was a need for it, and you know, that was something that was good. One of the species that was there was this albino peacock, which in my opinion got very jealous and was just showing his true colors, you know, although there's not much colors here, but you get what I'm saying. And he did a full 360 for us. Again, I don't know if it was mating season for him, but this was the only peacock that was there. And they had a black swan. I've only read about black swans in what a book named The Ugly Duckling, so to actually see one was pretty cool. And they had the serval cat, which is like a cross between a cat and a leopard. I've never seen an animal like this ever in my life. Again, conservation center for endangered species, so this was also quite cool to see. And they had the turpitor hornbill. You guys probably remember this bird from Lion King. I think his name was Zuzu. However, this one was unique to the Bahamas. Now, following this, we went to the John Canoe Showcase Festival that they have. Now, John Canoe in the Bahamas is quite different from the one in Jamaica, but the tradition is pretty much the same. It all stems from slavery, where for 3 days we didn't have work. That was from Christmas Eve to Boxing Day. And what the slaves would do, they would dress up, they would mimic their slave masters, and they would also encompass their history as well. They would have on a cow head. There would be a character that's the king and the queen, the horse head. There would be a red Indian, all of that stuff, and it was passed down for generations. Here in the Bahamas, it's very extravagant. They made these costumes from paper mache or cardboard, and it's more celebrated in the Bahamas, I must say, than it is in Jamaica. The last time I probably saw anything John Canoe related was at the airport, and prior to that was JCDC Festival. As a kid growing up, John Canoe is one of those dancing that we do. But here in the Bahamas, every year they have their traditions and their costumes. Again, you can see it different from ours. Like, ours is mostly feathers and horns, and theirs are like gems with stones. It's a more carnival than anything. Now, day 5, we're walking again. Why are we walking again? Because we're on a budget, and like I said, the Airbnb is close to all the transport areas, so we're heading to the ferry. We want to catch a ferry because we're heading to a different island again today. So we caught it, we made it just in time. And the ferry, it's kind of like a Knutsford, like how we have Knutsford down here. One of the main means of transportation over in the Bahamas is ferries, boats, boat taxis, yachts, all of those stuff, because like the Bahamas is a bunch of small islands together that are separated by the sea or the ocean. So to cross it, they have the boats. So we are going to Harbour Island, as well as Spanish Wells, as well as Eleuthera. And the package deal that we got include the ferry ride, as well as we got a golf cart, this is also on the golf cart heading to Harbour Island to go to the Pink Sand Beach, which is kind of popular over there. And It also included lunch as well as a tour of the island with a little history lesson as well. Now, one thing about the Bahamas, a three main color did over there: pink, teal, and turquoise. And this was their clinic, which is the only clinic on this island, over by Arbor Island. And we made it to the beach. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but all of the beaches over in the Bahamas is free of cost. It doesn't cost not one penny to go to the beaches. Even the ones in the hotel, you can walk through the hotel and be like, I'm going to the beach, and they just let you go to the beach just like that. You know that listen, that is ain't happening in Jamaica. That is not happening in Jamaica. But the water was crystal clear. The sand wasn't as pink as I thought it would be, but it was still pink nonetheless. And the beach is just, listen, the Bahamas, they have that over us. Beaches, they have that over us. Like, you can't contest or compete with them when it comes to beaches. Their water is just clear, and their beach stretches on for miles on end. Again, guys, sorry for all the shaking. This is way back when. And these are some of the pictures that I took. You know, I'm always repping Jamaica, right? And you see how this look good? What y'all don't see is that I was struggling beforehand. The waves were crashing up on me one after the other. Well, after spending time at the beach, I did a quick swimsuit change and we were back on the road again. Now, the cost for all this was $184 to include the cost for the ferry, the golf cart, the tour guide, and right now we're looking to go and get food, and that was also included in the cost. We got a little lost. They gave us a map, and we eventually found the area where we're going. So along this stretch right here is where they have the different food areas. We went to Conch Shell, I think that was the name of it. Listen, in the Bahamas, they're like a little Florida, or like they're very Americanized in my opinion. And everything is either conch, because they have plenty of conch there. They don't have conch seasonal like we have it here in Jamaica. And if it's not conch, it's some form of seafood that's thrown in flour and deep fried. Absolutely everything was battered in flour and deep fried over here. That's a food option basically. But we're back on a boat taxi. The boat taxi is $5, and from that island, Arbor Island, to go to school, a lot of children take boat taxis to go to the other islands for school. Like, I was amazed by that. But we got off the boat taxi into a regular road taxi, and we're heading to Eleuthera Glass Window Bridge. Y'all see how that water is so turquoise? Like, it's just amazing. Like I said, so we're on our way to the Glass Window Bridge. You're wondering, so when my friend JP was just like, let's go to the Glass Window Bridge, I literally thought it was a bridge made out of glass. I literally thought, I took it literal. But that's not it. This is it right here. This is the bridge. It's kind of almost as flat as our flat bridge, and this bridge has been rebuilt many times because it got destroyed by storms. What's amazing about this Glass Window Bridge, why is it such a phenomenon, is that on one side of the bridge you have the Atlantic Ocean, and on the other side there's the Caribbean Sea, and you can see the difference in the color. There is the teal turquoise of the Caribbean Sea, and then you have the deep blue for the Atlantic Ocean. And this is the first time I'm seeing an ocean. And outside of the obvious difference in colors, when you were there, like, you could see how calm the Caribbean Sea was versus the Atlantic Ocean, which had waves crashing over and over along the shore. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And right here is also called the narrowest place on earth. Well, our time over on these other islands, we're coming to an end because we have to go back to catch the ferry, because we didn't want to get stuck on the island. But our taxi drivers brought us to one spot which wasn't on our list of places to go, and it was a really cool area. So this is called the Queen's Bath. Now, it kind of looks scary, yeah, you know, the rocks kind of look sharp and everything like that, but it has natural, like the water carves out the stone, right? And you have small pools all over in the area, and they have like a little cave around the back, and in the cave they have small pools of water as well. And it was, like, for me, it was just phenomenal. Like, it was beautiful. And me being me, you know, I had to test out the water. and my natural reaction was just like the water was quite warm. Like, and if you look good, this blue right here is like a teal, right, which is different from the water over in the ocean, which is like a deep blue. So I'm not sure if this water was the Caribbean Sea or if it was actually the water from the Atlantic Ocean. I really don't know. And that me not knowing even made it more adventurous and more fun, because look at the water. You can see that the Atlantic Ocean is there, it's coming in, the waves are rough, and while the water from the Caribbean Sea was just so calm, like complete opposite. But this is a cave, we took a picture there, and like I said, it had the pools of water, so that's one of the other pools of water for the cave. Now we did some sightseeing, and one of the places that we went was the Queen's Staircase. Now this staircase was built by the slaves. It was carved out by the slave over how many years. It was limestone, and it was carved out by the slaves, and the reason it was carved out was as a means of an easy escape route for the Queen to go to the fort in the event that there was any attacks on the nation. But it was a nice picturesque area as well, like, and this was right beside the hospital. You'll never believe that this was so close by. Like, it's like you kind of stepped into a different area. Look at this. I mean, I'm just giving rich auntie vibes all over in every single way, shape, and form, if you ask me. Yeah, and those staircases, you just walk right up on them, and then it should take you to where the fort is, which was around the other side. So this is us heading up to the fort. That's their water tower, which was built way back when, and it used to supply water to the entire Nassau. No, guys, they don't have any rivers over here, so I guess they really needed that. Anyways, this is the fort. I took 1 and 2 pictures, you know, and then after that, more sightseeing. We went to the Versailles Gardens, which is a popular wedding spot for pictures, and you can tell why. It's very picturesque, and the lawn is well manicured, well kept, well put together. So we took some photos. One of the other spots we also went to, there were some caves close by. They have this cool chair that was made from seashell. I thought that was very dope. One of the final stops on our sightseeing, we went to John Walton's Distillery, which is a rum distillery. It was free of cost. Yes, you heard me correctly. It was free of cost. And upon entering, we were greeted with shots of pina colada, which was so good. And you know, these people have great business, man, because they know what they're doing. Because after getting that shot of pina colada, it was so good. I went and I bought one afterwards. But the lawn, the entire property was well kept, well maintained, and they also did a tour of the property and telling us the history of the place. This is me with my pina colada again, rich auntie vibes. You know, look at the palm trees in the back. I'm just giving vacation vibes all the way through, right? But yeah, with the tour, we got a chance to smell the different rums that they had, and he told us how it was made and the history and all of that. So this is one of the other spots you guys can definitely check out. John Walton's Rum Distillery. Is it still free? I'm not sure. Alright guys, I'm wrapping up, so hang in there. One of the things that we did, of course, we got some souvenirs. Could have go to Bahamas and come back home with little knickknacks. We got all of our little souvenirs down by the port of Nassau. We went down to the craft market. I got some keychains, some teacups, picture frames, and some shirts. Yeah, so this is pretty much the port of Nassau. One of the things that I saw down in the Bahamas, and it was almost at every little souvenir shop that they had, was the fact that they had the Bob Marley on their bags, saying that Bob Marley is from Nassau, Bahamas. You can imagine that? The disrespect. I was just like, what? After that, we went to the beach and we just chilled for a little bit and waited for the time for our flight, and we went to the airport. When we went to the airport, yeah, this was the last time I've been on a plane, last year February. Can you imagine that? God, I can't wait to travel again. But yeah, that was it guys, going to Bahamas on a budget. Still stay tuned. I'm gonna do a little breakdown of everything in case you missed it. So just a little summary of how much it actually cost for this trip.